Hey guys, MrPokke here, back with another video, and boy oh boy, Gacha Smack has decided to double down and go all in against this take, right? So genuinely, I'm very surprised that he actually went for this route, because it's not something that I thought he would make, essentially, right? So absolute atomic drama. We're gonna get into the gist of what has been going on, and we're going through my traumatic experience with Gacha Smack, right? So without further ado, let's begin with today's content. Subscribe! In case you guys don't know by now, me and Gacha Smack have no pet blood. This is just really entertaining, but apparently that's not what YouTube comments think. So I'll let them cook, right? It's free engagement for both of us, so I'll let them cook, right? But me and Gacha Smack, we're totally G. Anyways, yep, I can't believe MrPokke made this argument. This video was posted roughly 19 hours ago, and literally right after I end the stream. So, you know, I mean, like, if you posted it earlier, maybe I could have reacted to it earlier. Maybe I could have, you know, brought the battle to you sooner, right? But, you know, decided to post it after I stream ended. So let's see what my man has cooked up for 16 minutes, right? So, oh my god, I can't hear. Wait, what can I hear? Oh! Yo, editor, edit this part out, okay?
Well, ladies.
Well, if it isn't Gacha Smack stealing my intro catchphrase on my Twitch stream, well, I will be reporting you for stealing my intro. Right? I'm gonna keep it a buck. Okay, anyways, continue.
Gentlemen, never did I think I'd get on the internet and see MrPokke getting on the internet to tell me again that I'm wrong about something. The first time he said that I was wrong about Ruan Mei, and well, he took a fat L on his head that
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Back then, with hypercarry in consideration, bro was like on Bronya way too hard. I was just trying to do Bronya some justice, right? So I'm gonna keep it a buck.
time, didn't he?
Because quite frankly, there has been a... Oh my god, what's wrong with my camera last time? Like, genuinely. I look like I'm from under the sea. That's kind of crazy. Lack of understanding with regards to how each support... Dude, why do I look so different? It's only been like 2 months. Yo, Chad, do I look better now? Okay, thanks. Don't answer that. A specific unit.
Ruan Mei's way higher. She's way higher than Bronya. She's way higher than everyone.
That's completely cap. Right, I still stand by this, but I don't think she's way higher than Bronya. I still don't stand by this. I'm just kidding. Mei, she is not the Omega Giga power creep. She's not power creeping the hyper carry team comps. I can say that with absolute confidence right now. Hyper carry team comps with Bronya as well as another support unit, they're still gonna be really good. She is like the enabler to duo DPS comps.
Now he's claiming that I'm wrong about saying the Bronya Sparkle comp is overhyped and incredibly mid. Now I'm wrong about this. And his rebuttal to this, the argument he provided, has got to be the most out of touch argument I've heard, I think, in the entirety of honkaistarrail since its release date.
I'm the Hassan of honkaistarrail, guys. I'm the Hassan of honkaistarrail.
Brother essentially TLDR said, this comp is actually insanely broken. All you need for it to function optimally, quote unquote, optimally, all you need.
I don't know why he's doing this, because it is the way you function optimally. You know, there's no apostrophes here. Man sounds like he's from Reddit. Actually, but technically speaking, like,
is to donate a kidney. Speed tune your Sparkle in Bronya to where they're moving faster than the speed of light, creating time remnants so that you can go back into time and say, what the f was I thinking, putting all that investment into this composition just for it to perform on the same level as several other compositions that don't require as nearly as much investment.
These three supports, first of all, my initial argument against this take back then was that he's saying that this three comps performs the same, when in his own video with his own optimized Bronya Sparkle Ruan Mei literally did more damage than the comp he ran with Pella and the comp he ran with Black Swan. Did he clear everything one cycle? Yes, but the comp with Bronya did more damage. And keep in mind that the only reason why he cleared everything one cycle is because the Memory of Chaos debuff it did like 300,000 damage after one round. So quite literally, if you want to use this argument where, okay, since every single comp can clear in one cycle, we can just run with any support. Why not we just run Hanya? Or why not we just run Asta? Or why not we just run Ikon? Because technically speaking, every single comp is going to clear in one cycle when a Memory of Chaos debuff is going to be doing 300,000 damage. In his own comp, not my comp, okay? Not my unrealistic, unrelatable, go 20 million turns. His very own comp, he literally showed how Bronya, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle did more damage than his old comps. For this specific MOC, mind you, I'm just pointing it as it is, guys. And if you don't like to agree with this, then simply you guys are the ones out of touch with the way how the game works, right? So,
several other compositions that don't require as nearly as much investment.
These three supports, they can be at E0, S0, like none of the idolants, none of the signature like code me. I love you guys, chat. Don't change in a single damn thing, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, guys, listen, none of my pay-to-win attributes that I have, that doesn't matter. It's not gonna affect the run in any way. E1 Ruan Mei ignoring 20% of everyone's defense, you know, her signature.
My point for this Ruan Mei not mattering was that her sole existence was to provide a 10% speed buff for both Bronya and Sparkle. Without Ruan Mei, your Bronya and Sparkle will need 184, 185 speed. That was the point I'm saying.
Light Cone giving 10 energy to the party on each cycle, enabling you to get up ults faster, potentially one turn ult with people. That doesn't matter. Like, signature Light Cone from Bronya at S5, 45% damage bonus given to Blade. It doesn't affect the run at all. In fact, you can just...
That's completely not what I'm saying, by the way, but okay, we'll let him cook.
Just take off all the light cones. It's not gonna make a difference, you know? I'm not gonna take them off, but you know, you get what I mean. You don't really need them. You don't really need like Bronya's E1 that's gonna potentially save myself some skill points on the skill point greedy comp to potentially prevent me from running out of skill points, even though I probably still ran out of skill points. You don't need that either.
You see, that's the problem, Gacha Smack, right? That's the problem. You're suggesting that if I manage to come up with a comp that works exceedingly well with the light cones, with the idolants, I can't make a content for it on YouTube, right? And that's my traumatic experience with Gacha Smack. Man, it's gatekeeping content on my channel. I basically have to cater to the free-to-plays, to the min pickers with their shitty relics at 140 speed, with their no idolants, no light cones because they can't pull for shit and they got cursed with 5 Baidus, right? I have to cater to these people. And if I don't cater to these people in honkaistarrail, then my content is just not good, right? So that's just that's basically its take, right? Because my build is good, just because I wanted to showcase what this comp is capable of, it means I'm in the wrong here because it is unrelatable. Dance copies, like you have seen from my previous speed guide, or some kind of 4-piece ego set to ensure that we can keep this up, right?
It's relatable. Let's keep it relatable, all right? Just one S5 DDD and 174 speed Bronya. Yeah, keep it relatable.
I'm just gonna be going ahead and showing you guys this variation where you only need one dance to keep it a little bit more relatable.
Thanks, man. Thanks. I appreciate.
You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome.
Appreciate it, dude. I really needed that.
But Ruan Mei herself, it doesn't really matter, right? She just needs to be there to provide this 10% speed.
Guys, Ruan Mei doesn't really matter, okay? Listen, her 75,000k break effects when you break shields with your DPS, yeah, that doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter to the speed tuning, which is the entire point I'm trying to make here. Whether she does 7,000 million damage with the break effect, whether she gives witness break efficiency, it doesn't matter. The whole point was me trying to show how you can make your DPS go up to 6 times in a single turn, right?
Okay, her all-type res penetration, multiplicative damage bonus, doesn't really matter. The 68% damage bonus she gives, that doesn't matter. Delaying enemies so that you can't take damage, none of that matters.
None of that matters when it comes to the speed tuning. The only thing that matters when it comes to speed tuning is that she gives this 10% speed buff, because none of the other things actually change anything.
Just her 10% speed damage bonus, okay? That's the only thing that matters.
I will notice my Bronya and Sparkle.
That's quite big. Impressive.
These are the real highlighters of this showcase. Yep. This is what you really need.
175 speed. Tenderness. Min picker noises rising from the grave.
Higher stats, guys. That's what you need. High stats. 175 speed Sparkle, 174 speed Bronya.
And I do want to point out, yesterday, I was on a literal free-to-play Tectones account, and just like that, I scrounged up a 174 speed Sparkle, because I completely forsake everything else. So, am I saying it's relatable? Not really. Maybe Tectones are just really good gears, right? But the point I'm trying to say is, if you're only aiming for speed after playing this for 10 months, it is not impossible to get. But that's honestly beside the point at this point. It's completely forsaken my crit damage.
Ooh, that's kind of small.
Damage control. That's what we call that. Let's make the
It's not damage control, because I literally cannot get 174 speed with 200 crit damage Bronya. I literally can't. I also don't have gears that good. So I sacrifice crit damage to get more speed.
Investment conditions that are extremely high. Let's bring down the damage control of that by saying,
okay, chat, to be fair, Braxton's account is absolutely cursed. Let's keep it. Let's be completely honest with ourselves, right? Braxton's account is absolutely cursed. Let's keep it up.
you just forsake crit damage. Just don't worry about crit damage, and you should be able to do it, right? Surely you guys can
Yo, Brax, I love you.
do it now, right? Bro really got on the internet, looked the camera dead in the eyes and said, all you really need is just 175 speed Sparkle and 174 speed Bronya, and a Gacha Smack he is playing it sub-optimal.
Okay, which part of that is wrong though? Like genuinely, chat, which part of that is wrong? He is playing the comp sub-optimally, right? This is the things that will require to make the comp work. What part of this is like the criteria? Just because you can't hit the criteria with your min to play relics, min to play, by the way, min to play. I don't want to say free to play, min to play. It doesn't make my statement any less true. It's like 175, 174 is a fact. You need this 175, 174 with Ruan Mei speed buff with 1 dance to go 3 times in 1 turn. I'm not saying this is not like, oh my god, chat, I feel like you guys are going about this in a very, very wrong angle. I'm not claiming this was a guide. If I wanted to make a guide, I would stick to the CN unit analysis, right? I know that content is for the majority of player base, right? The video was a showcase. I wanted to showcase what this comp can physically do for you. And if you can achieve it, you can use this for pretty much every single DPS. I'm not saying that everyone can be running. I've never once claimed every can be running this comp, right? But if you can run this comp, here's how you do it. And I still stand by this.
Bro really got on the internet and told y'all that all you need is an average of 10 speed on every single relic piece you have outside of the speed boot. So you need to have 10 speed on every other relic piece.
Actually, it's not really 10 speed, because actually it's less than that. Me personally, I actually don't have I think my only 10 speed is like on the paid piece, actually. But that's beside the point.
Outside of the speed boot on your Sparkle,
it's
and
not 10
speed on every single relic piece outside of the speed boot on your Bronya.
Let's see. Sparkle. Sparkle's base speed, we have her at 101. All right, 101 plus the speed boots is 126. All right, so 126, you have 49, right? So with a 2-piece hacker space, that's also another additional speed you can get, right? It's not even close to 10 speed. So I'm just saying, actually, but that's kind of.
You really sat here, looked the camera dead in the eyes and said, this comp is insane, bro. You just need 175 speed on Sparkle and 174 speed on Bronya. First of all,
it's essentially 3 rows. 3 rows onto speed. I think it's 3 or 3.5 rows across the relics, essentially. I mean, like this same relic standard is kind of applied to like your double crits, like rolling 4 or 3 rows. Yeah, it's really difficult. But just because it's difficult doesn't mean I can't make content for these gears. Yeah, I know the majority of Gacha Smack's audience are the casual free-to-plays. We will never dream of having this kind of relics. But does that mean that I can't make it for my villagers who appreciate this content? So what happens if the people that, oh, I do have a 175 speed Bronya, oh, I do have a 175 speed Pokke, but now I want to do this 3 turns per cycle thing, but now I can't? And then they watch the content, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Alone telling somebody to put 175 speed on a character with 101 base speed who has 0 speed enhancements in their traces, in their kit functionality, no speed enhancement. They're not like Ting Yun, who gives herself a 20% speed boost. They're not like Hanya, who gives herself a 20% speed boost. No. These characters get no speed enhancements from their kit. So he's essentially telling you to strike lightning twice and then strike it again right next to the lightning for it to function optimally. And then he has the audacity to say, wait, that's not it. You also need S5 dance, and you need Ruan Mei. And then it's insane, bro.
It is insane because the whole premise of Gacha Smack's original video is that it's not insane. It's mid. In his direct quote, it's genuinely mid, right? It is really, really mid. And basically what I did was prove that this comp was not mid. That is the only argument to be had here. He said it was mid, I proved it was not mid. Everything else, he's kind of just trying to start an argument that is not even part of the thing. Right? That's all I did. And he can't seem to grasp the L for this. He doesn't want to accept this L. So he starts throwing all these other arguments. Oh, this is not relatable. Oh, you can't leave it for MOC. But we'll save it for the rest of the video.
What a surprise, guys. It's actually a strong comp after you've donated the kidney and liver and created time remnants with your Harmony characters. I would argue any comp would be insane after all that investment.
I would dare say, if you can clear this with every single DPS and just run with this comp, it is a pretty insane comp, don't you think? I never once claimed this comp doesn't cause you an arm and a leg. But the fact is, it is not mid. The point of this entire thing is that I just want to say this comp is not mid. And the people going against what I'm saying is saying that, oh, because it's unrelatable. One thing is saying it's not mid, one thing is saying unrelatable. Like, what's the link here? Gacha Smack viewers, genuinely.
Brother got on the internet and told me that I have a skill issue for not having the same investment. If I still ain't zero cycling with this comp, bro,
it's skill issue. Okay, because this is MOC 11, right? There's no world you can't zero cycle with this comp. 100%. But you do need dance too.
Pokke, that's not a skill issue. That's a investment. That's a max refresh 7 days a week. That's a I spent money to get better issue. I'm not the one with the E2DH.
Okay, the reason why I said Gacha Smack has a skill issue is not directly that he couldn't zero cycle. If you have a MOC debuff that does 320,000 damage, do you genuinely think any mother you run is gonna make any significant difference? Genuinely. Because that's the premise of like, oh, everything clears in one cycle. Then should we just say, oh, yo, this MOC buff is the most broken buff ever because it does 320,000 damage. And also, the reason why I said you have skill issue is because of this.
God damn, brain dead, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Ruan Mei. Dude, look, my Black Swan and Sparkle were almost able to go inside that cycle. If they were, Sparkle could have advanced Blade inside of the cycle as well. And, yeah, honestly.
And that's why I said you had skill issue. If you really knew about action value tuning, you would have known that it was just not enough. And if it was not enough, then why would you even run Dance? You would have gotten way more knowledge right and running literally any other light code. I didn't say skill issue because you have shitty relics. Man doesn't really understand what this comp was about, right? He's trying to say, oh, Bronya and Sparkle is a very, very mid combination. When number one, he doesn't even max out his Bronya's talents. And let's be real, talents, you're gonna get them for free, right? You're not even gambling. He just doesn't want to, you don't want to raise them to the max level. Number two, man threw in a dance on Ruan Mei when a dance is absolutely because it doesn't speak to his team properly. That's why I say it was a skill issue. It has nothing to do with the fact that, oh, because your relics are shit. I've never ever once mentioned that your relics were ever shit, but you just don't really seem to grasp how this combo, and that's why I say it was a skill issue, right? If you take offense to that, then
HIL, that's you, my guy. I'm not the one with the E2 Ruan Mei and her signature light cone. That's you, my guy.
Excellent point you brought up, Gacha Smack. And I think this is a little bit of a saltiness coming from your end, right? A little bit of saltiness. You didn't pull for Ruan Mei's signature, but you pulled for Sparkle's signature light cone. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, dude. That's not being unrelatable or relatable. That's just poor pulling choices. Because if you knew what Sparkle's light cone did and you knew what Ruan Mei's light cone did, anyone would know that Ruan Mei's light cone will offer infinitely better things, right? Can you replicate energy regeneration? 20 energy, by the way. It allows your Ruan Mei to auto attack into ultimate instantly. Next wave, get more energy for your entire team. That's nothing to do with the signature light cone. And you yourself, you know, you do have an E1 Ruan Mei. And let's be real, my E2 Ruan Mei does because Blade doesn't scale with attack percentage, right? So what else did I miss? Oh, you do have a S4 Bronya signature without the E1 and the E2. I guess it all went to the Bailu's, right?
My investment in the builds that I present to my community, my target audience is the vast majority of honkaistarrail players.
And that's completely fine, by the way. That is completely fine that you want your guides, your opinions to resonate with the majority of the honkaistarrail opinions. Doesn't make my opinion any less validated just because I have a higher benchmark for you guys to hit, right? You want to cater to the people with 130 speed, 140 speed with 60 crit, 100 crit damage. No one is stopping you. Literally no one is stopping you. I made a comp which you deemed as mid work really, really well with 3 different DPS, 2 of which are like your mains, right? I made your Welt and Blade both 0 cycle. So that is the disconnect that we're seeing here at the moment, right?
Yeah. Your target audience is the elitists, which is the people who are backing you on this argument right now.
Yo, shout out to my chat. You guys don't have min picker relics. Blessings of Pokke.
I would argue that if elitists are supporting your argument, you probably need to take a step back, get a paradigm shift. Go create a free-to-play account. Get that paradigm shift and remind yourself, right now, you're more out of touch than Hasan, brother.
Yeah, honestly, Honkai Star Rail is not a difficult game, guys. I don't know why people are complaining. Like, Honkai Star Rail is like the easiest game in the entire world. Like, all you have to do is just max refresh 8 times a day, top up $20,000, pull E6 S5 on. I just don't understand, genuinely. Like, what's wrong? MrHasan? Okay, and let's backtrack a little bit.
You probably need to take a step back, get a paradigm shift. Go create a free-to-play account. Get that paradigm shift and remind yourself, right now.
But why do I need to do that? Why should I cater all of my content to people with shitty relics and shitty investments on everything? I don't really get the need for my paradigm to shift to the free-to-plays. I enjoy making content for the free-to-plays using my CN unit analysis. I think those are pretty good, right? We translate guides on the CN. Pokke's classrooms, right? We do have a lot of speed guide, action value tuning, a lot of stuff that literally anyone can use. But at the same time, I also want to make content for players who are at the next level. I want to make content who do have the ability to make this work. So why should I not cater the more privileged individuals in Honkai Star Rail? So if I were to follow your advice by doing the paradigm shift, doesn't mean that the entire whale community is just not gonna have any content. So everybody can just stick with their, ooh, my 130 speed and my 60 crit rate. Oh, everything's great, right? We can 5 cycle the first half and 5 cycle the second half because everything's great, right? Ooh. I don't really get this. I don't really get this argument at all.
Now, you're more out of touch than Hasan, brother, right? You out of touch.
Great line, by the way.
This shit is entirely relatable. I would argue maybe half the people that went to your video and watched that probably saw that 175 and 174 speed build and say, yeah, I'm out.
And that's completely fine, by the way. If you're out because you can't achieve it, that's completely fine. It's kind of a little bit like all of the zero cycles. Do you really think 99.9999% of the population even gives a or even can do a zero cycle? No, they can't do it. But does it make it any less entertaining? Does it make it any less fun to watch? The whole rebuttal, once again, Gacha Smack said this comp, shit, sucks, mid. I say, no, this comp is not mid. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, right? So yeah.
Here's how I create my content. I say, what is the midline? Where's the line? Where's the middle, right? You have free-to-play players who are also debatably out of touch. You have whales and dolphins. They're also out of touch. Then you have the middle, right? These are the $5 a month spenders. These are the
Do you really think, Gacha Smack, do you genuinely think that a $5 a month spender is gonna have an E1 Ruan Mei, S4 Bronya, S1 Blade? Do you genuinely think that you're catering to the people that spend $5 a day? I'm just saying, man.
the $15 a month spenders. These are the battle pass and monthly login spenders and people who occasionally spend some money here and there because they want a character or a light con. That's the middle. When I make my content, I try to stay as close to that middle line as I possibly can because I understand once I start spending more money, once I start doing all these max refreshes, I can never go back to that middle line. My now comprehension.
Okay, wait, but why though? Why can't a guide maker make content for both people with insane relics and people with shitty relics? I think this is a pretty interesting topic that Brexaphone brought up the other day as well. Because during Brexaphone's account audit, he specifically mentioned, like back when he was a Genshin content creator, he was afraid to pull for idleness because the moment he pulled for idleness, his comments would just be, oh my god, well, unreadable, your guys are trash. I do not know why there's this thinking in the Genshin / honkaistarrail content sphere
of this game is permanently up here with dolphins and whales. And what happens is,
why is it permanent? I just don't understand. Okay, if you want to say E6 units, sure, right? E6, if you use E6 for your entire life, sure, right? You're probably just gonna tear. But relics, you can change them. You can make them relatable. You can don't use your S4 Bronya Lyco. You can use Duns. You can use Passive Feature. If you want to make a guide for your free-to-plays and the min pickers, you can.
I start talking to y'all about things that are completely unrelatable. I start talking to y'all about like, yeah, bro, what do you mean you don't have 10 speed on a catalog of 10 speed substats just sitting in your relic piece?
If that was the premise of all of my guides, then sure, you can call me the asshole here. You guys can call me the asshole for making guides that, okay, if you guys don't have 20 10 speed relics, if you guys don't have 70 crit rate, 200 crit damage on DPS, you guys can't watch my guides, right? CN unit analysis, if you guys can't hit these thresholds, don't watch it. It's useless. That's not even a thing that I'm trying to prove, right? Most, if not all of my more relatable content, like Pokke's culture and series, they're all for the relatable players, right? Never once have I said you must have this, otherwise this guy is useless to you. It's for this specific showcase, I wanted to showcase the power of Ruan Mei, Bronya, Sparkle, right? Is it not relatable to have those builds? Probably. But at the end of the day, is it meant to be a guide for every single free-to-play? Absolutely not, right? So that's the problem. That's the problem with this modern generation, right?
What do you mean? What do you mean, bro? Yeah, I took out a small loan of $1 million. That what you sound like right now, little bro. You took out a small loan of $1 million. It's not that hard, guys. Listen, bro, just take out a small loan of $1 million.
At this point, I do want to say a very serious message. If you guys are in financial difficulty, if you guys are taking out a mortgage to play honkaistarrail, if you guys want to take out your max out your credit cards to get 174 speed and 175 speed Bronya and Sparkle, please stop. Please spend responsibly. Please don't engage in any of these activities if you can't afford them, right? Simple as that, right? Just because MrPokke called you a min picker doesn't mean you have to go ahead and unmin pick yourself by ruining your finances, right? Genuinely. Okay, anyways, continue.
My guy said, listen, brother, get higher stats and they'll do better. All right, get a 300 crit damage Jing Yuan instead of a 225 crit damage Jing Yuan, and he's gonna deal more damage.
Nope, that's not what I said. That's absolutely not what I said. That's like saying like, oh, let's just give all of our DPS like perfect 40 CV relics. And then you can just run any comp on that. That doesn't even make sense. That's literally saying, oh, you know what? We can just run 3-man Memory of Chaos clears. Even in CN, there's literally CN players doing 2-man MOC clears. But that's not the point. The point is you needed this speed. You needed 175, 174 with Danzana's and Ruan Mei speed buff to let your Bronya and Sparkle go 3 times in 1 turn. Can you do it with any less speed? No, you can't. Does crit damage matter? No, it doesn't. Because that is the strict benchmark for the speed threshold required for you to go 3 times, right?
Now, I'm gonna dial it back. I think I've made my point with regards to the absurdity of this argument. What I'm gonna tell you here is that no,
he didn't make the absurdity of this argument. Man literally made an entirely different argument. He said Bronya and Sparkle is mid. I said Bronya and Sparkle is not mid. And all of a sudden, it just became, like everything just came out. Like, man is legit just changing the paradigms, right? Instead of asking me to change the paradigms of my content, he's changing the entire paradigms of the argument.
Nobody, 99.9% of the people in our community are never going to have 175 speed Sparkle or Bronya. It's just not going to happen. And you can't.
And I'm not forcing them to have it. I'm not saying that if you don't have 175 and 174 Bronya and Sparkle, or you should quit the game, right? Or you shouldn't even pull Bronya and Sparkle because it's just bad. That's not the point. The point is for the showcase to work, it needs to have 175, 174. And I made the showcase work. So yeah.
You can't try to do damage control by saying just forsake all the crit. It doesn't matter if you tell them to forsake. They haven't refreshed. They haven't put as much money into their account as you have. So nobody's going to have that even if they forsake it. Nobody just has 10 substat speed pieces lying around because they don't go into the game and say, oh, let me get these 30 speed pieces that I have because everybody else is already built and let me just start gambling. Roll, max. Oh, that's trash. Throw it away. All right, next one. Go. Oh, look, we hit it. We finally. And this is the out of touch aspect that you have to remind yourself of. Nobody else is doing that shit. Vast majority of people are getting some average pieces and they're calling it a day. This is why when I make my content.
At the end of everything, he is still so focused on if I make content which has good relic quality, it's bad. It's just really just not the point, right? If I wanted to make a guide for the entirety of the honkaistarrail player base, I would never ever force them to say, you have to have this speed sub, you have to have this crit ratio, otherwise don't use this unit. The thing here is me disputing you saying Bronya and Sparkle is a mid-com when I prove that it is not a mid-com. And I feel like I've said this like 4 times by now because you keep saying the same thing 4 times, right? So I feel like this is the 4th or 5th time I'm saying this. It's just proving your point is wrong, but you refuse to accept that your point is wrong. So yeah.
Always say if you roll 1 on crit and roll 1 on crit damage and spread it across every single piece, this should be your crit value because that's average. That's the average thing that somebody can achieve. And they even give me shit for that. They even give me shit for saying just hit crit rate and crit damage just 1 time a piece. Like, dude, I can't do that, man.
Yo, Gacha Smack, genuinely, that is absolutely not your fault. You don't have to pander to these people, right? Like, the great Dick Tone once said, stop pandering to every single people. Because at the end of the day, you can't please them all, right? If people are going to whine and about one line of crit because their entire life in the past 10 months, they didn't hit a single line of crit for 10 months. Womp womp.
And that's ridiculous. It's like, so imagine you telling them, because that's a 50% chance of that occurring every time you do a roll. Imagine you telling them to hit one stat, 25% chance, 4 times. 3 if you're lucky, but 4 times.
Actually, it is 3.
And then do that 10 more times on every single piece that's not a speed boot. You get what I'm trying to say here? It's unrelatable to a ridiculous degree.
Okay, this is probably the 6th time I'm saying this. It's just not the point. And okay, I'm just gonna let it roll.
It's not just high investment. This is out of touch investment. Like, this is pretty much something that's just not gonna happen for the.
It is not an out of touch investment. Saying it's out of touch means nobody can touch it except I alone should be the only for getting 10 speed rolls on every single. That is out of touch, right? It's hard to touch. Doesn't mean it's impossible. It is out of touch. And because I want to showcase what happens when you actually touch it, be it if you're incredibly lucky or if you're a Giga Whale, max refreshing, if you have what it takes to make this comp work, here's how you make it work. I would have genuinely understand this.
The vast majority of players. So when I get on the internet and say this shit is made for 4 cycles, and then you get on the internet saying, oh, but you could do 6 cycles, just donate a kidney, that's not really a good argument. In fact, I would argue
that wasn't the main argument, by the way. The main argument was me showing that in your very own run, you literally showed Bronya Sparkle dealing more damage than the team you ran with, like Sparkle Black Swan and Sparkle Pella. Like, way more damage. So I was using your own comp as a reference. You literally did more, but you're still dismissing the effort you're doing. If you want to go with the argument, oh, but you took the 3 best supports in the entire game and put in one team, and the second team is going to have nothing left, trust me, when you still have Team and Pella on the second team with a sustain, you can 1000% clear Memory of Chaos. 1000%.
that it's even a worse argument, because ultimately when we play this game in the MOC format, you're gonna take one of those characters and put them on the other team. Let's keep in mind here, you didn't just take any 3 supports, you took the 3 supports, the most broken supports in the entirety of the game that you always use on one team or the other. And you tried to say, put them all on this one team. That shit is butchering everybody else's second half.
Are you not going to clear the second half of MOC 12 if you don't have Sparkle, Bronya, and Ruan Mei? Because back in my days, since the start of the game, we've been clearing things with Team Pella since like, I don't know, God knows when. So if this was the argument for it, oh, because we took the 3 best supports and now we can't clear Memory of Chaos, that's just completely capped. You 1000% can clear Memory of Chaos 12 without the 3 best supports. But that's irrelevant. The point is, the comp itself is a good comp. You know it's a good comp. But you just want to say this comp is bad. When it's not bad, it's an insane comp. Mind you, it's an actually insane comp. Sure, you take the 3 best supports, the second half is probably going to take more. But so what? That's not the argument I'm trying to make here, man.
If I pull this shit up right here and I say, okay, we're gonna run this. This guy's lightning. Okay, he's weak to a bunch of lightning. Let's throw Ting Yun, Jing Yuan, Bronya, not Bronya, Fu Xuan, and for this 4th slot, Sparkle.
You can literally just run Pella there, and I guarantee you're gonna clear it in like 3 to 4 cycles. Max. Like, am I crazy? Like, you just take out Sparkle, you throw in a Pella, you tell me you can't clear it in 4 cycles.
Right? Or for that 4th slot, Ruan Mei, right? Ruan Mei or Sparkle is 100% taking this 4th spot. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, so what's wrong with running Pella here? Man is just dodging. Why can't I use Pella here? It's AoE defense strat. Line is gonna kill everything. Why the not, man?
One of them is gonna take that spot. Whichever one you choose them, right? Let's just say it's Sparkle. You take Sparkle to take that 4th slot, or Ruan Mei, whichever one you like. This second half, this is gonna be an Imbibiter Lune. It can even be a Blade. It can even be a Doctor Ratio. But whichever, you're gonna put a Ruan Mei on that comp. Not even a goddamn debate about it, right? Doctor Ratio, Silver Wolf, and then boom, right here. If you really want to get sweaty.
Are you guys even seeing this? Okay, he's literally not even using the Bronya. So what was so wrong to use Bronya, Sparkle, and Ruan Mei in one team? Like, he's literally not even using the Bronya. Okay, so is Bronya just a Bronya is the C tier unit? Because if you want to say Bronya is a C tier unit, we can start a whole other stuff around there, right? But not even just using Bronya at this point.
Throw in another buffer. But that's the reality of 99.99999% of people that are playing this game. Nobody is going to tell you to go and put Blade on one comp with Bronya, Ruan Mei, and Sparkle. It's just not going to happen. And guess what?
Why can't it happen? You literally can run Pella or Silver Wolf on the top half. Why can't it? Why? I don't understand. Why can't you do it? Why?
Take out the Ruan Mei, which some of these dipshits are trying to tell you, oh, you don't need Ruan Mei. Yes, you dude. If you take out
There's no argument here. Obviously, you need Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei obviously is going to be best in soft blade. But I'm telling you, why can't the Jingyuan comp run Pella? Man, it's not answering the question, man.
Who else are you going to put right here? Let's say you put a Lorcha right here. Well, now these two need even more speed.
Why is he even talking about Ruan Mei right now?
Let's make it even more unrelatable. You need S5 Dance 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 on a Sparkle. And then you're not going to get rid of Bronya's light cone on her for another Dance Dance Dance. Here's the other reality.
At this point, the comp won't even work anymore because you don't have Ruan Mei speed buff. So there's no road your Sparkle and Bronya, unless you're a Giga wheel that can hit 185, 184 speed. This comp is not even going to work. Okay, at this point, I think he's just trolling. At this point, okay, Gacha Smack, genuinely tell me at this point, are you just farming for the view time? Tell me if you're farming for the view time, because I can farm the view time with you too. Genuinely, we can farm it together. Oh, we can farm it together, guys. We can farm together. We can farm the hate comments on YouTube and all that kind of stuff. Just tell me. Just tell me.
You don't have E1 Bronya. Lorcha will probably help you out here. But if you don't have Lorcha and you don't have E1 Bronya, you're running out of skill points. In fact, in one of Pokke's videos, bro literally ran out of skill points, even though his E1 Bronya procced her E1 passive, which saves a skill point, twice. Bro still ran out of skill points.
Unfortunately, to be completely fair, I was goofing around, right? Yeah, I was goofing around, right? Caught, I was goofing around. I was just randomly, mindlessly doing shit, right? Clearly, I ran out of skill points here, so Bronya couldn't go.
With the Sparkle Bronya Ruan Mei comp.
If I really wanted to, I could run Sparkle's ultimate there and just gain back 4 skill points. But I wouldn't be able to do the 3 thingy. I'm just saying.
And this is what I'm trying to tell you. It's like all of this.
I literally had my Sparkle ultimate up, but I just didn't want to do it because I wanted to showcase you guys how you can make 3 turns in 1 cycle.
Just to try and prove to you that the comp is good when it's not. It's like, bro.
Okay, how is it not though? He still insists that the comp is not good when I literally show him you can 0 cycle with Blade and Jingliu running the same exact comp. I just don't understand. I don't understand why he wants to die on this hill.
Just take the L on that. It's not even a bad take.
Exactly. Smack, just take the L. Just take the L that you can literally run your first half with Pella and you can run a hyper carry comp in 0 seconds the first half and you have absolutely no issue clearing man. Just take the L, man. Oh my god, why must you insist on this?
Like me saying, yo, it's overhyped. You can just take out Sparkle and put in Pella, right? Or take out Bronya. You can leave the Sparkle on the composition, and then yeah, Sparkle with.
Okay, chat. I really need to call out this tomfoolery right now. Okay, I need to call him out right now. Let's just say he does this, right? Okay, you run Sparkle, Ruan Mei, Pella for Blade. You give Bronya to the first half. Do you really think Bronya / Sparkle swapping these two is gonna make any meaningful difference for Jingyuan, no less? Jingyuan's lightning rod literally doesn't get buffs from Bronya's E. In fact, Pella literally does better with Jingyuan.
With Pella. But like telling people to run all that on a Blade comp, just so what? So you can do a little more damage? So you can 0.
It's not about a Blade. Yeah, I'll let him cook. Okay, I'll let him cook.
0 cycle in a game that needs 10 cycles to clear it. This is what I mean. You go down this rabbit hole of this hardcore mentality that just doesn't make sense.
This is really funny coming from Gacha Smack. So now 0 cycling is wrong, right? We can't 0 cycle because we are now going to the rabbit hole of this hardcore mentality where my man literally has tons of attempted 0 cycle clears on his very own channel. First of all, Smack, if your account can 0 cycle, it's no longer relatable. Let's just admit it. Admit that you're the same as me, Smack. If your account can 0 cycle, it's not relatable, right? That's number 1. Number 2, it was never about a 0 cycle. It was just me showcasing that this comp does a ridiculous amount of damage with a ridiculous amount of different DPS as a hyper carry comp. You can literally run any hyper carry and can make it work with Sparkle, Bronya, Ruan Mei, because it's just that good of a comp.
The reality of the situation is, it's not a matter of the comp being stronger. Because I saw the dumb saying like making this argument. In fact, Pokke himself made the argument. Like my video was implying that the other comps were better. It's not that the other comps are better.
Oh, I've never said that, by the way. And if any of my chat or any of my YouTube comments from my chat said this in your video, they can go themselves respectfully. I've never said that. I know for a fact that the other comps are worse. That's the whole point. They are worse because you literally did more damage with your Bronya. So yeah, I'm with you on this one.
It's that the other comps get the job done in almost an identical performance. You're over here like nitpicking, counting pennies and shit. Like, who cares?
Okay, so basically when I'm proven right, when I literally prove that your run with Bronya did more damage, it is not a mid comp. I'm now counting pennies, right? I'm now nitpicking, right? Because I'm right. The point isn't about the number of waves, number of cycles. It wasn't even a premise about 0 cycling the content anyways. The premise was Bronya, Sparkle, Ruan Mei, the comp that you literally said is mid, proved to deal more damage using your very own video without the 174, 175 setup that I optimized myself.
One cycle, if I take one of these characters out and get way more value out of that character on my other composition on the other side, that's where the real argument is. It's like, I don't need all them people on my blade comp. Why? Why the hell would I do that? And then my other comp's butchered with its characters and availability. It just doesn't.
This argument, I just want to go back to here, right? Okay, so what is wrong with running Pella here? Do you think our general can't clear a memory of Chaos 12 stage without Ruan Mei, without Bronya, without Sparkle, without any of these trees about our general can't clear? Okay, I just continue.
Yeah, nobody's gonna achieve that. But let's go ahead and go down memory lane here real quick. Rogue, zoom in on community. Me and
oh shit, I missed
other
something.
comp's butchered with its I'm gonna talk to y'all about is bro said I need to try a slow Ruan Mei. He told me I need to try a slow Ruan Mei.
Oh, I specifically said this because in your video featuring that blade, you weren't using a slow Ruan Mei. So yeah,
I would like to go back, I think almost 2
Also, all the chat who think the slow Ruan Mei is cope, listen to Daddy Smack, guys. Listen to Daddy Smack.
to 3 months ago to the person who said it themselves that slow Ruan Mei is the best. Pokke, you ain't putting me on game. I've been said this shit.
Okay, then we're in agreement here. I just merely want to say that you should use slow Ruan Mei for this comp, especially if you run a zero cycle, because you didn't use it the other comp, right? So that's what I'm saying.
Just like the nerds in the comment section that said I don't understand action value. I was one of the very first people to cover action value in this community. Me and Grimro were one of the first creators to even put people on game with how action value works.
If you understood action value, then why the would you run Duns on Ruan Mei?
I know all about this shit. I just don't go and say, oh, you can do this, just donate a kidney and liver. I don't ever do that. I don't even think about that because I'm like, yeah, nobody's gonna achieve that. But let's go ahead and go down memory lane here real quick. Rogue, zoom in on how long ago I said this shit. Okay, 2 months ago. Let's go ahead and play this with a non-speed boot because we just want her to go first so that she could pop her ult and then
if anything, this should convince more of my viewers. Yo, Gacha Smack, I'm just gonna let you know, my own chat thinks I'm trolling, thinks I'm on copium, saying that slow Ruan Mei is the best Ruan Mei. So I'm glad that you brought this up, right? So I have more content creators in agreement with me that slow Ruan Mei is a really, really good Ruan Mei. Thank you,
Gacha Smack. Use our ult again. We want full uptime on the first ult, and that's it because it's a zero cycle. So if you do everything correctly, she's gonna pop her ult, give the whole party the damage bonus, the all-time res penetration, the defensive shred, and then that's it. She's off. She's gone. No, never worry about Ruan Mei again. But in order to do that,
I just want to say that. I just want to say it at this point. Our face is very similar. Average slow Ruan Mei enjoyers. Okay, anyways, continue.
Defensive shred, and then that's it. She's off. She's gone. No, never worry about Ruan Mei again. But in order to do that, you got to run Sprightly Von Whack and have her speed low enough, which is 120, 122, 123, somewhere around there, low enough to go first and then never go again. Imagine that. Imagine thinking you actually put your boy on game. That's tough.
I'm just saying because you didn't even use it. That's what I'm saying, man. But yo, if you know it, that's great, man. Fantastic,
bro. That's tough. Anyways, I think we get the point here. Gacha Smack is right as you.
Yeah, I think we get the point here, chat. All right, Gacha Smack took a massive L, and he refuses to accept that he took the L. So he's now nitpicking different arguments and trying to say all these unrelatable things. The only thing unrelatable right now is your arguments right now, Gacha Smack. So yeah, let's all right, now we get the point, right? We get the point, right? MrPokke, he took the win, right? He took a big fat win upon Gacha Smack, right? So if you guys wanna see any further discussions, do drop them in the comments down below. Or if you guys wanna engage in my Discord community, it's gonna be discord.gg/Pokke. We're a very active community talking about honkaistarrail on a daily basis. You wanna check out my stream like this right now? We have nuclear drama, nuclear reaction, atomic drama every single. There's gonna be twitch.tv/MrPokke as well as on YouTube. We'll be live streaming to both platforms at the same time. Schedule will be updated on Discord as well, right? So that's all for today. All the best for your sparkle pools. All the best for your all the best for your Relic rolls and blessings of Pokke to all of my viewers, right? That's all today. I'll see you guys next time. Take care. I genuinely cannot believe this shit. I genuinely cannot believe this shit. I genuinely cannot believe this shit, guys. Did I say how I genuinely cannot believe this shit? I genuinely cannot believe this shit, guys.